Increased tensions in Jerusalem over holy sites. We've got a push by the Palestinians at the United Nations for recognition of a state and to get Israel to withdraw to its 1967 borders. Russia and the US have a lot to talk about when it comes to the Middle East peace process, or lack of it. Remember where we are. After John Kerry's failed attempt to get a peace deal agreed earlier this year, the situation has worsened. We got another war in Gaza. There's a real fear that if the Palestinians don't see movement either diplomatically at the UN or a halt to Israeli settlement building in the West Bank or Jerusalem, then we could be seeing another uprising, another intifada. And as well as discussions with Sergei Lavrov, the US Secretary of State is expected to meet with Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday to discuss the Palestinian moves towards statehood. The Israeli Prime Minister, who is facing an election, has said that moves at the UN will be resisted by Israel and expects them to be rebuffed at the UN by the United States. Ultimately, a delegation of foreign ministers from Arab nations and Palestinian negotiators will meet with Kerry in London on Tuesday and urge the US not to veto any resolution that could aid Palestinian statehood in the UN Security Council. That resolution, by the way, Susan, is sponsored by Jordan and the Palestinians, and it could come up for a vote in New York in the next few weeks. So a lot going on. And not a lot of agreement. Russia and the US could bridge that. While these talks are going on, the US Congress approved more economic sanctions against Russia on Saturday. Now, the move still has to be signed by the US president, but it would pave the way for $350 million worth of military aid to the Ukraine from the US, including anti-tank weapons, ammunition, and drones. And it would also target Russia's defense industry, restricting exports. But despite the tensions over Ukraine, the US and Russia seem to they've carved out an ability to work with each other on other issues, including most recently the nuclear talks with Iran, which got another extension, also the threat of Iceland, Syria, and Iraq, and of course the Middle East peace process. So definitely two-track relationship going on right now.